Iggy Dota, what's up? I wish I still had the sexy anime men that I had on there. It said my dinner with Iggy, and there were two handsome gentlemen.
Okay, it's our crystal now. Should we bring the mana to the rune?
Yeah, why don't you bring the mana to the runes?
In order to summon fairies.
How you doing, Iggy? I cannot wait to speak to you. No rush, like I said. It's 8 o'clock now. You know, it's not a big deal.
It's 7:59.
I didn't mean. Yeah.
You must upgrade.
It is 7:59.
Maybe in Eastern time it's 8 o'clock.
You are not in Eastern time?
Well, I'm in Eastern time, but maybe your Eastern time is different than my Eastern time.
Do you think that's likely?
Well, isn't it like darker there than it is here?
Probably. It's probably been dark. I don't know. Which direction does the sun go in?
Does it actually go in a direction?
Well, I mean, the sun, I believe, is falling through space in a spiraling trajectory. It goes left, but if I'm facing north, it goes left.
Do you need me to share the closet in order to get the full experience?
Would you mind?
I don't mind at all. That's my screen, not me. Oh, did I close OBS? I hope I did. Okay, good.
I better get my... my alarm will go off and it'll be time for food.
Oh, you Darth Vader didn't bring you food yet?
I don't have that guy. My pizza's in the oven. It's going to be done in like a minute and a half.
Darth Vader. It's so hard to say. It's like Wascally Wabbit. Darth Vader. If you've seen the true My Dinner with Andre.
The true one.
The true one.
There's a false one?
The waiter that comes and goes. He looks like you called him Darth Vader.
Who calls him that?
My friends did a pop-up video, like make jokes to the video. They dubbed it over.
Of My Dinner with Andre?
Yes.
That's a very serious... Do they bury him alive in that movie?
I mean, I think the point is that... I think one of the points of the movie is we're all buried alive. We just don't quite realize it.
You know about the people in the cave in Greece?
Which people in the cave? Didn't they all live in caves?
Well, there's when there were towns in Greece, there was one town that had a cave, the famous cave in the middle of the town, and they had people in there. There's people in there chained up to the floor, right? And they can only see the wall of the cave. You don't know about these people? And so
I don't remember this from mythology class.
The only thing they can see, they're chained to the floor of the cave and they're looking at a blank wall, but they know everything that's going on in the town they live in because the sun, it faces the cave at a certain time of day, and they can see the shadows and the projection of everything in the town, and they think they know everything that's going on in the outside world, even though they're chained to the floor in a cave.
Are they the reason that the Forest Temple works the way it does? And like in Ocarina of Time, spoiler alert, like all those times you had to have the sun come in from that one direction, and it's like you're in the cave, and that's where the sun came in.
I wonder,
you have to direct it into the eyeball,
because as we've discussed, the people behind The Legend of Zelda are certainly fond of some Greek people. I have to get the pizza. Do you have your dinner?
Yes, I have the...
I'm going to ask you what it is. It's in the
oven. Yet.
It's cooking. Okay. The Iliad. Hera and Argus.
Oh. I didn't realize I needed to study to have dinner. Maybe I needed to study to have dinner. Plato's cave. In the modern strip mall, Plato's cave is next to Plato's closet. Isn't that a? Pretty sure that's a clothing reseller. I hope it's not too dark. I can turn the light on. Would atheist man, would you like the light on? I can turn the light on. Basically, in the last 5 minutes, it's gotten a heck of a lot more dark outside. Of course, there's a light. I don't know. It probably would wash out the screen. I probably would be really bad. Is it even fun? Once we turned it on, it probably. Ah! See, that's really bright. Is that bad? Oh no! What did I just do? should I leave it like that, or is that bad? I'm trying not to, but if I do it any other way, it's just going to be bad. Like if I do it like this, I mean, is that better? Okay, we'll leave it like that. I didn't mean to. I see what I did because I have the stream up and it's delayed. It doesn't. It only goes so high, right? And I didn't want one of those fire starters known as a halogen lamp. So there you go. Ridley got to see me bomb out at Magic. That was really sad, but that was a fun deck. I did get to do dumb fun things with that deck, and I expected exactly the variance that we got in losing badly.
Iggy is a real human. There he is. All right, so I absolutely didn't plan to like leave you hanging for a moment there.
No, it's fine. I interrogated the audience.
Yeah, what did they say to you?
I don't know. I just shined a light in their eyes.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Interrogate the shit out of those fuckers. Sorry, guys. You guys are awesome. You know, it's awesome to be here. Iggy, thank you so much for talking to me.
Can I see? I want to see your food. I got your stream up.
Okay, so this is the thing. There were no sharp enough knives. So I have a butter knife here, and I'm just gonna have to kind of like saw off. I got the whole pizza in front of me, like.
Oh my god!
So I'm gonna have to like just kind of saw at it while I sit here because there were no real knives. So this is my dinner. What are you eating for dinner?
I am having chicken and sauce. Is this gonna work? Let's see what we can show here.
That looks kind of awesome.
Okay, we have chicken and sauce and vegetables. And we have
and we will talk about the schedule.
I have a spotted cow.
Nice.
From the great state of Wisconsin, and I have some coffee because my aperitif must be some coffee.
Sure.
You could just shotgun the pizza.
I can't do that. It's hot.
You know what shotgunning a pizza is?
Yes, Liz Lemon famously shotguns one. On the television show.
What television show?
30 Rock.
Oh, is that really a thing?
She rolls it up and shoves it down her throat like a snake.
Shove it down your throat like that.
Yeah. Like the snake that eats a hard-boiled egg.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right, yeah. They're probably not hard-boiled when the snake probably doesn't cook them.
Is that a thing that people do that own snakes?
No, do you know... Oh, do they feed them eggs? Do you know, but I mean... Have you ever seen a snake eat an egg of any type?
No, but I'm beginning to think it looks like a cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a fucking cartoon. Snake eat egg. I really hope something very bizarre and gross doesn't come up. Yeah, here's a bull snake eat. Well, let me find the best snake. This one looks like it's really doing the thing. Oh, good. Google Stadia. Oh, I'm glad that Yeah. The volume is not on. Yeah, so watch this snake eat this egg.
No downloads. Oh,
No downloads.
I know there was an ad. Now there's a snake eating an egg.
Oh,
Oh my
okay.
goodness. Is it going to eat that entire egg? Oh,
Ridley, I will send you.
Look at it, like trying
Yeah,
to like I'm going to do it.
So
You-
that's what
you
Liz
son of a
Lemon
bitch, I'm
does
gonna do it.
on 30 Rock to a pizza. They just unhinge their jaws. Their jaws like unfold. And so that's what you got to be able to do if you want to
That's amazing.
if you want to shotgun a pizza. Ridley,
Man.
yeah, I will message you tomorrow because I've talked to a couple people so far. I've been recording shit Tuesdays and Thursdays, so like, yeah, I'm at it. I'm making content. Hopefully, you guys are gonna see some in an hour or so. Anyway, yeah. So snakes eating eggs. So I'm not gonna shotgun this pizza. I guess is the moral of the tale here.
I mean, I don't know. That snake is giving me like. I mean, that gives me ambition.
Yeah, look at it. Look at it in the snake's throat. Yeah, it ate that whole egg. Yeah.
Like it saw the mountain and it climbed the mountain.
Do you think that you would be able to do that with a pizza? Where are you? There he is.
I can't say. Well, it is literally like a cartoon, and it just goes down its body. That's amazing. I forgot that cartoons were real life, and I needed a reminder.
We're all in an anime now. We are all officially living in fucking cartoon bozo land, it seems. I've been trying to get less grim. So Iggy, do you know who those people in that cave are?
No, I didn't know I was going to be quizzed on this. Are they the Watchers?
It's us. They're us.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is that why I have a light? I'm in a cave, and Hell 9000 is behind me.
The only thing you can see of the
Watching this.
world is the shadows projected onto your wall.
At least you can make like cool puppets, like shadow puppets.
Yeah, maybe that's part of the. Maybe that's part of the allegory. If the only way you can communicate is by making shapes and shadows on the wall. So I was talking about how I'm planning is over with. I only realized this today, but I've been slowly putting together why I've been working on a lot of things I've been doing and what I've been doing. And I'm done. I plan things out like crazy. And you know what never happens?
What's that?
At anything going according to plan. Never.
Oh, of course.
Today my computer has been crashing. A lot of stuff is like, I think I got hit by, can you get hit by like a low key EMP pulse? Like if like the sun shoots an electron at my house, half of my electronics start acting shitty. Yeah, Murphy.
I don't know.
But yeah, so no more planning. We're just doing but so I guess. Oh, pretty fucking awesome. How was your dinner?
What?
How is your dinner? Mine is awesome.
It's really good. This is really good slow. It sat in a slow cooker for about 8 hours. So
That's so awesome. Fucking good. Yeah, so but I wanted but somehow, and you know what? I get it's been beneficial for me to sort of do some stuff off of Twitch. I don't know where I'm going right now, and I might find that you might find that some of the things I say are going to be contradictory, because I feel like I've been having a lot of ideas about how to get back into doing like a talk show. And I don't think I've said all of those ideas like out loud out of to someone. And so I might start saying things and then go, wait, that doesn't make sense if I want to do this other thing. But honestly, it might turn out that I don't have any ideas at all. But I did a talk show. You were on it. Kind of. I don't know if it was a talk show. It was something.
Are you referring to last year?
Yeah. It got
People still talk to each other sometimes. Koya.
Oh, hey. Yeah, there's a subtitle. This is not just my dinner with Iggy. Ladies and gentlemen, so I don't know whether to call it the first episode or the next episode or the next series or what. But this is the first episode of People Still Talk. Welcome to me talking to Iggy. Thank you for having dinner with me and Iggy. So I don't think it's going to be numbered going forward. I made the six episodes last year. And every week I was trying to slap together like 3 different, like heavily edited, often with illustrations, little videos to put.
Amazing.
I'm glad you liked it, but it almost killed me. I can't like it. I don't think that show looks like someone put as much work into it as I did.
It's a lot of work.
And like, yeah. So, but that was the thing for 6 weeks, and it ended up being like 2 months at least. It ended up being probably like 10 weeks, but I mean, there were only 6 episodes. But the reason it took that long is because I really didn't even, I was like, oh yeah, that'll be great. I'll make a little 5-minute story about that. And like by the time, basically where I'm headed is that what I was doing today really gave me an anxiety of, oh no, I'm going to start doing the same stupid thing. And this time I'm not going to have, there's going to be no end in sight, but it's fine. But part of the thing that happened today is that all my technology got hit by a low-key EMP burst. And so half of the computer circuits are in Spain. And
you have me thinking of cartoons.
I have an idea. I want a friend of mine. Are you familiar with a movie called, speaking of cartoons, this is not an animated film, but all films are animated. It probably should have been an animated film. Are you familiar with a film called Nothing But Trouble?
I'm familiar with You Got Trouble from the Music Band, but I don't know this film. I'm assuming you do not mean the Music Man.
No.
Nothing But Trouble. It's a really good musical.
Nothing But Trouble has Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd.
Oh.
Maybe even Rodney Dangerfield. But it's like a comedy horror movie where like Chevy Chase and like his friend are in the car with like maybe both their wives, and they get car trouble. So they go to this guy, they end up at this house knocking on the door.
Like a haunted house or something.
Right. And Dan Aykroyd is the owner of the house, and he's this heavily made up with prosthetics on his face, like a big witch nose and shit, and like just hair sticking out of like a monster man. Is the owner of the house, and he imprisons them there and, runs them through various torture chambers like the Texas Chainsaw Maniac or whatever.
So it's like Saw, but funny.
Yeah.
Good.
But my friend came over here and he started telling me about this movie. And he was going into a lot of the scenes with such detail that I began to feel paranoid, and I called him out because what I believed was going on was that he had written down something that he thought would be funny to tell me. A completely made up movie that does not exist. He figured he would write down a funny series of events and claim, that they were perpetrated by these 2 actors in this movie. That's what I believed.
Are you trying to say that Dan Aykroyd came to your house and screwed up all your stuff because he's a jerk?
And then he put on
out.
a Halloween mask, and he didn't let me. And he told me he lived here now. He's upstairs on like the tower with like a crystal skull, going like, "Who's the guy, Lothric? Who's the guy that? Why would Dan Aykroyd talk to a Shakespearean skull? Well, he's got a crystal skull with him, right?
Well, Crystal Skull, isn't that like not Mesopotamia? That's like Incan, right?
I mean, if I saw the Indiana Jones movie, and it was definitely of some Mesoamerican ancient civilization, but
Like it's in
that's
a
the
cave,
Indiana Jones movie.
but it's like a bunch of dead bodies in a cave.
In
and,
Indiana
like, skeletons and
Jones?
stuff. Well, no, like I was thinking back to like we're talking about caves again, but we're talking about a different type of cave in Mesoamerica.
These are bodies that were placed there as their final resting place intentionally?
Well, I mean, it depends what Crystal Skull story you've heard, because I thought there was like aliens involved.
Yeah.
Or, like, bodies removed, and like you defile the grave, and that's the skull's missing or whatever.
So we're not talking about Indiana Jones, right?
I mean, I think there's more than one Crystal Skull story, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think that some do, well,
They chose one for the movie.
some do exist. Like or either that or they are very elaborate fakes.
Yeah. Everybody in the 90s wanted one in the bowling ball.
Oh, because of
Kingpin.
not Watchmen. What men?
Kingpin.
Oh, no. Really?
Yeah.
That was in Kingpin?
Oh, it was Mystery Men.
Mystery Men!
Yeah.
Thank you,
I was
Atheist
like, wait a
Man.
second.
Uh-huh,
Wait a second. Bill
okay.
Murray's got a rose in the ball.
It would play the didgeridoo for some goddamn reason.
Yeah.
And somebody got severely photoshopped in that movie. Like the man, like it was like 1996, and a dude straight up got hit with like the distortion tool Photoshop ray, and turned into a bad 1996 computer lab Photoshop
Could
man.
it be Steve Harwell? Couldn't it be Steve Harwell from Smash Mouth? Can we just like distort him back to another century?
What century do you think Smash Mouth should have appeared in? Do you think they should have been a caveman band like in Chrono Trigger?
Oh man, I almost played Chrono Trigger last week. I was
Chrono
like,
Trigger?
man, I haven't played Chrono Trigger in forever. Oh man,
You like Chrono Trigger?
sort of. I got introduced to it in
I'm really
I didn't grow up with it.
I'm really starting to feel like a great deal of my friends, and I don't know why this surprises me, but I'm starting to feel like a lot of you guys have only ever played Link to the Past. Period.
I played Home Improvement this week.
What's it like?
It's
Do you shoot a nail
basically
gun?
Yes, you
Is
can
Al
shoot a nail
Borland
gun.
there? What about
Yes,
Nelson?
Al Borland's in the game.
The guy that
Nelson.
peeks over the fence?
Oh, you mean Wilson?
Wilson. Nelson is a bowling ball? A volleyball.
Wilson is not in the game.
Oh, Wilson is both those things. Wilson is the volleyball, right?
The volleyball.
Castaway?
Oh,
Tom Hanks speaks with a bowling ball.
you forgot the only thing I do is play Link to the Past, so I don't know about the movie Castaway.
It is a very classic imagery. Tom Hanks speaking to, the guy that says, like, whatever the fuck when the walls fell, his face
Jor-El.
black with anger.
Jor-El, and yes,
Yeah.
he speaks in symbols. Yes.
What? So wait, what was I gonna say about that guy?
That he's
Where did we land that you didn't know?
Mesoamerica.
No, fuck. Where were we? Castaway.
Where are we?
Tom Hanks speaks to a volleyball. Like that would be a thing that guy Darmok would say.
Yes, I've heard that.
I'd be going like Gilgamesh, a king, and this dick, his brother, and that Darmok guy would be going, Tom Hanks speaks to a bowling ball, volleyball.
Oh my god. Okay,
Wilson
now
the volleyball.
Wilson the volleyball.
Yeah, that was the character's name. I don't recall if he spoke.
The volleyball.
Castaway is Hamlet performed by Tom Hanks. So that's who I wanted. That's who the crystal skull belonged to. Wilson, the skull bowling ball. Who was speaking to a crystal skull? Dan Aykroyd in my... Oh, upstairs right now. Dan Aykroyd. Anyway, that's where we ended up with that one.
How's the pizza? I can see that.
I feel like I have to take like a quick, like shotgun a little bit of
You're
it before we
basically
start
shotgunning it. Yeah.
before we start jabbering again.
I've actually done a panel where we shotgunned a pizza. That was literally the title of the panel.
Who
Me and
shotguns
someone
it?
else.
You?
Well, me and someone else shotgun a pizza, and the rule was that we were gonna argue on topics, and like to get someone to shut up, you had to shotgun part of the pizza. That was the theory.
Oh, like a slice.
Yeah,
But it had to go like
like
no
you had
bites.
to like, yeah, in order to get them to shut up, yeah, you just gotta like slam a slice of pizza, and we ended up eating the whole pizza. It was really fun. We argued a lot about cartoons. I basically had an expert on the panel in cartoons in a way that I like. If their college degree is literally cartoons, we'll just say that's how they've always described it to me, and that is exactly how I feel about it.
The other weekend when I finished playing D&D, I was high and cruising the internet looking for something to watch. And I stumbled onto indiefurcon.com.
Oh no.
And I caught an episode of Iggy's Vaporwave Nightmare.
I made a vapor. There was no theme, so I'm like, well, let's make it a vaporwave nightmare.
I liked all of
And
your
I did.
backgrounds. I liked the floating busts for sure. I liked the girl that got stabbed by a ghost.
Yes, we played a. Basically, I've got a secret, in not as many words, or in as many words. And yeah, so when I remember to put up the cards that actually told you what their secrets were, yeah, someone was stabbed by a ghost. When they first told me that, I was like, wow, that's like really cool. And then I was like because I had a contestant form that was filled out, and I was like, well, like, so like a lot of the people that responded to the contestant form are all people that have like been at my live shows and stuff. So when I first heard Stabbed by a Ghost, I'm looking at the name and I'm like, why do I not recognize at all who this is? This is a random person on the internet that filled this out.
Stabbed by a ghost.
Stabbed by a ghost. And like, am I going to be haunted for? So like, I was insanely curious when I wrote this person, and it was like, oh, I've been to your show. I've been up on stage like 10 times. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
oh, you're that person. I've never seen your full name before. I've only seen part of your name, and that's why, because their name, there's like 10 of that name. But when you put their full name together, like someone's a John. Everyone
Sure.
knows more than one John. So without because we're all, nothing's in person anymore. We're in the after times, and I couldn't piece it together. And now I totally know who they are. I would not want to be stabbed by a ghost. That just seems like I've been okay.
She was
I've done-
stabbed by a ghost wielding a real knife.
Wielding a real knife after a seance. And I can tell you about seances if you're not in on it. Like I would be like, if I like I've done cold reading, I've done some of these things.
Yeah,
and I
you
was like,
were going to teach me how so that I could cheat the plot of Undertale out of Ridley. I'm going to cold read. You're going to teach me how to cold read, and I'm going to cold read it out of him. That's going to be the test. Yeah.
okay, I'm thinking of there's a checkerboard pattern. Is there a checkerboard pattern in your life? Are you thinking of fonts? Do you like Comic Sans? I'm feeling a Comic Sans in the room. Does anyone feel a Comic Sans? Does anyone like microwaves? Has anyone had a microwave incident in their lives?
Do these these all have to do with Undertale?
I'm getting a sense from over in this direction, somewhere over here. Somewhere over here, I'm getting the feeling that your microwave isn't quite working.
Did someone have a dog? Did someone have two dogs that were particularly affectionate with one another? Did anyone have to defuse a bomb, a rat, a pizza, and a calculator at the same time? I don't even remember.
That actually sounds pretty close. That actually sounds pretty close.
I'm pretty sure I know exactly what happened start to finish in Undertale, except I was wrong about the pie or something.
I know bad things about Undertale because I know I don't know this person. I just know it happened, but they paid a lot of money to be in the game, and it's really weird and awkward that it's in the game. And Ridley can talk all they want about it, but like it's a really weird encounter that happens in the game.
I'm making
that has nothing to do with the game.
Wait, and it was someone that it was like a Kickstarter person that paid the most.
They were a Kickstarter person. I guess they're really into something, and they made sure that their character that's into this thing is in the game. I think it's an Easter egg.
Are you trying not to tell me because you think I'm cheating Ridley, or because you think it's inappropriate?
It's inappropriate enough that it has nothing to do with the game, and it's really awkward.
Wow. Okay.
I don't even remember what the hell it is. It's like some big hippo or something, and they're into big things.
Okay.
And there you go.
I remember a seahorse man that would like be a buff guy at the gym.
See, Atheist Man knows. See, that guy knows what I'm talking about. And really just won't let on that he definitely knows what I'm talking about. What is... I'm like delayed because we're seeing you. This motion you're making as a seahorse is great. I love it.
Yeah, there's one time... You don't know about Game of Thrones.
No, I don't. I know about the one thing that happened where the thing I told you about. It's... Rose.
There's a character on Game of Thrones named Varys the Spider.
Varys the Spider.
He's not a spider, he's a human man. But
why is he called Spider? No, stop. Why is he called Spider? Is he like a rogue or something?
Yeah, he's like a rogue or a spy.
See, I already figured it out. See, now it's like I can cold read the Game of Thrones out of you. Continue. Sorry.
He's also in League of Legends. And,
yes, Varys is in League of Legos.
What's he like in League of Legos?
He shoots a bunch of darts. Basically, he's an ADC. He's the carry.
Does he swim?
I don't think so. You typically, believe it or not, carries typically are afraid of water in MOBAs because that's typically how they die.
You know, there's a guy that's like a mermaid, and like a guy that's like a kelp monster.
In League?
Yeah. There's like Thresh and Kresh and Slush.
Couple of them.
Yeah.
There's Thresh and then
there's like a mermaid woman with a bow and arrow. Yeah.
Yeah,
stay safe, you guys.
Oh shit, you're near that, Rose? Stay safe.
She's packed and ready to go. Bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm sitting here outside your door. I was trying to remember the lyrics of Leaving on a Jet Plane the other day, and I found my son, unable to do so. I don't have any children.
You can't thunk out?
What happened? What happened on Game of Thrones? They did nothing with Varys. Tom Kench. Is that a League of Legends dude?
Yes.
Yes. Tom Kench.
I kind of like calling him Tom Kench now. That's their name.
I found my son. Is that that's not how it's pronounced? Tom Kench. Tom.
I think it's Tatum Kench.
Tatum.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, the reason I asked is because the Varys in Game of Thrones is surely Well, no, not surely. Rumor has it that he is a merman. Like he swims in the water and cavorts with fishes.
Considering how I think a lot of the behavior of people on Game of Thrones are, that seems like a secret you don't want getting out, because it's not going to end well for you if they find out you're a merman.
I don't think that I could be wrong about this. I don't think there were any mermen on the show at all.
Oh.
So it was a ridiculous thing for people to say. But I when I way 1,000 years ago now, when I started streaming and when I wanted to do talk show kind of stuff like this,
Right, of course.
I did a thing where we covered Game of Thrones every week. And one time I drew Varys next to the seahorse man making the flexing muscles, because Varys the spider is supposed to be a seahorse man. It would this would all be a lot more interesting if you had any idea of the characters I'm talking about. I think that stopped being interesting a mile ago.
I'm just thinking of this, like, I'm still thinking, like, it's not a merfolk, it's like a seahorse.
Oh, the
It's
guy
like
in Undertale, yeah, is like a seahorse merman.
I'm just thinking of, like, the seahorse that would always show up when Aquaman would call people. When I say people, sea creatures. And, like,
He
the
does
seahorse
poison
would show up,
things. Okay.
and the seahorse would be immediately more useful than Aquaman ever was.
The Varys in Game of Thrones definitely does poison things. The seahorse is his whole superpower. Like, in order to call the dolphins and stuff, he has to send a seahorse. Like Gandalf with the mouth.
Yeah, like, Aquaman doesn't even have the powers. He, like, has someone else do it. It's like, hey, seahorse, can you, we're, like, sitting on the couch, drinking some brewskis,
Yeah.
watching some Under the Sea Undertale live or something. I don't know.
Under the Sea Undertale.
Under the Sea Undertale, and it's like, hey, seahorse, can you do me a solid? That's like literally his job.
That's gonna be my Undertale ROM hack. Under the Sea Undertale.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, so the seahorse talks to fish, obviously, because it is Is it a fish?
I thought seahorses.
There's some kind of thing. Pipe fishes and dragon fishes and horse fishes.
They're not crustacean, right?
They're not a crustacean. Crustaceans have lots of legs.
Right.
They have pouches like kangaroos.
I want to say it's like a weird to pronounce word. Chat will correct us.
I feel like I don't know if they're fish or not, but they're definitely not horses.
Legumes, that's right.
Legumes? What? Like beans?
No.
Are you sure? I think a legume is a bean. I could be wrong.
They are now. They are now.
Yeah, now they're beans. Sea beans. Well, one of them is like a plant. The sea dragon like hides in the seaweed and it's got like seaweed growing on it. Is it a sea dragon or a dragonfish?
I always found it funny that they call them. I guess there's like certain types of dragons, like there's water dragons, right?
Yes.
Although those are kind of like, I mean, like we have like the mythical dragon, like they weren't all fire breathing, but they were like more, I guess, the traditional dragon we're thinking of. I think it took a while before
yes.
hippocampuses. Is that actually correct?
Is that really what they're called? Because I'm familiar with that word as a fantastical creature. That's actually correct. Hippocampuses. In many fantasy games, they're horrible, monstrous horses from the sea. And it's a part of your brain. Gross.
Yep.
There's seahorses in your brain. That's why when you grind them up and snort the powder, your brain starts going real good.
Is that like ancient Chinese medicine?
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Really grind up the powder of seahorses.
You grind up seahorses into powder and they go right to the part of the brain. Because human life would not be possible without a seahorse wrapped around the base of your spinal column where it attaches to your brain. Like mitochondria and a dozen other symbiotic creatures that are part of all of us.
Is it creepier in the haunted house if it's a floating skull or if it's a floating skull with a vertebrae?
Vertebrae, totally, for sure.
Okay.
The floating skull could be some shit from motherfucking Seventh Guest projected into the.
He played Seventh Guest. What a game!
The old man made dolls that murdered children, and then invited 7 guests.
Isn't that 11th Hour?
11th Hour is the sequel to
I thought the 11th Hour was the one with the dolls. I don't remember.
Seventh Guest is a very old CD-ROM PC adventure game.
Yep.
It's like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, it basically has many traditional, like, not IQ tests, but like what I would call traditional puzzles.
Yeah, you have to do the thing where like
8 queens on the chessboard. Here's a pattern, like you have to pick up a coin and it so many in a line change and stuff, like math puzzles basically.
Yeah, you do a thing where like you touch like one of the like buttons and everything next to it changes color, so you have to touch them in the right order. Yeah,
also known as one of the puzzles at the end of Super Mario RPG.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, there's like 6 doors and you have to solve 4 of them to get to the end of the game. Wait, there's a VR version of Seventh Guest?
I feel like probably, yeah.
Can I watch old FMV videos in VR? Because that would actually be a really... Can I just play like games like Ripper in just VR? That'd be really cool. That's
Ripper?
Like exactly... Yeah, it's got Christopher Walken in it.
Like an FMV game?
Yeah,
like
full FMV game.
It has
Huge, stupid budget, and the FMVs are horrifically slow, but like, you get Christopher Walken, and you get like, I think it's John Davies or whatever's in it too, but like he has like 2 lines, and everyone that got the game because they were pissed. He probably got paid like $1 zillion a word. If you haven't played Ripper? It's called Ripper, as in like Jack the Ripper.
The game Atheist Man is talking about is Abduction, which I asked you about a minute ago.
I need to finish that game. Only like an hour.
It's a cool game. I'm gonna put this piece over here for now because
I need
all
to
my
finish
surfaces are covered in cats and controllers.
The Myst series is like
Abduction is great.
Like I was telling you before, like
Cyan.
puzzle games, Cyan Studios.
Mm-hmm.
I still wish that Peru, which is like the Ages Beyond Myst or whatever, there was an online component back when online MMOs became a thing, and it just never had enough backing, money, and people to basically develop what needed to happen. But like, imagine a world like Second Life or like a VR chat place where you could actually build your own Myst-like worlds with your own puzzles. Like everyone can just build Myst games. And of course, a whole bunch of them are going to suck, but there's going to be like so many more incredible Myst games for you to play through that people built, like mods basically, because the world, you can just build stuff in the world and you would just visit people's worlds. And I thought that'd be so cool. And it never got up off the ground. There were a bunch of people that were huge into the lore of Uru, and they gave you some of that within the game. And it's just unfortunate that it kind of never, like, it had a couple revival attempts, and as far as I know, is still, if it still exists in any format, it's still sitting off on the ground. I disagree. I disagree because of puzzle design.
I've talked to him about not necessarily The Witness, but I've talked to you about. I will not.
What did you think of Talos? You played Talos on screen.
Well,
what did you think of Talos?
I like solving the same kind of puzzles over and over again. I do.
Yeah.
Just if they're a little scratches that little itch. I like Portal.
Yeah. A lot of people I don't like these games. They're not bad games. It's just not what I'm looking for. When I was telling you, I was regaling of the times that I did Noctron and other online riddles, and like when you beat a current level, the next level you get to is, yes, you apply puzzle solving skills to the next level. in a general sense. And some of the things you may have learned from the previous puzzle may help you in this puzzle, even if it's just understanding how the designer that made this designed this puzzle. But the puzzle at its core is completely different than the previous puzzle you just did.
You should play Talos, Ridley. Abduction is definitely, well, it's an adventure puzzle
I think
game.
you would enjoy it.
It's awesome. Talos and Abduction. But
Like,
it is.
Muppet
There's
is
a
you.
difference between Talos is like a book full of crossword puzzles, whereas Abduction is like a whole hedge maze. Can I leave it at that?
Sure. I mean, Mist-like is from the first hour I've played of it, Mist-like is the best way I can describe it.
Totally. There's even the flat cyan man.
Yeah. I'm amazed that he's I believe he's one of the, if he's not one of the devs, he's like been hired as a person like a bazillion times for them.
Mist takes place underneath Nevada.
I don't Uru, I don't know if is in its own world or not. I mean, they hired Peter Gabriel to make the there's a title soundtrack to Peter Gabriel does the music for Uru. And he I mean
Uru was the online thing?
Well, there was a single player mode to it.
Yeah.
But the way that it played is much different than Mist and Riven.
Okay.
Yeah, Uru
is the third game.
Yeah, and I don't even know if they changed. Like when you look at the credits, there's like a whole bunch of people involved in this, but like I don't know if the core team changed or is different. So I don't know for sure, but I just remember that Peter Gabriel had one kicking track for the. Yeah, I've never heard of that theory either. In the game, this doesn't spoil anything. At the start of Uru, you're in the middle of the desert at an archaeological dig, and you're basically like next to a trailer. Yes, on what appears to be Earth. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if it's not Earth, you can basically pretend as much.
Sure.
You're not. It's not like Myst where you're already in like some random planet or something.
Yeah.
Or world or whatever you want to call it. You're not. You go and I think you actually go find a linking book or so. I forget how it goes. You end up other places or in a world of some kind, but you started an archaeological dig. So, I mean, it basically leaves it up to I think the yeah. Like
I don't know why I think this. I felt like there was a complex under Nevada full of scientists who were doing experiments with books and portal guns.
Oh, so are you trying to say that the Portal universe crosses the Mist universe?
No. I'm sorry I mentioned portal guns. I don't know where I read this. It must have been around when I was getting into Abduction, because I would have been reading about Mist and stuff. But I thought I read something that the story, the lore of Mist, had to do with an underground cavern full of scientists under Nevada. Mids should play Portal and Portal 2. I really, really, really like those games. They're short. There's not enough content to annoy Iggy.
But you get your cube.
I know a lot of people. Cube is awesome.
The number of people that I know that don't play puzzle games that played Portal and enjoyed it. I mean, I can't knock it too hard.
Yeah, I mean that's praise right there, right?
I'm still allowed to knock it, but like,
oh yeah, you can knock anything you like. Knock some things. So this recent Indie FurCon.
Yes. The virtual one.
Is that right? Is that the first time that this sort of stuff has been streamed? Or are you mostly just on a stage where it's unrecorded? And where can I see past recordings of you performing some of these things? Is searching the YouTube user you told me about today, is that one way? Or really, how much exists? How much of Iggy's career exists online for me to go find
Too much.
Yeah.
You'd be worried now.
I'm not. I mean, I don't mean to worry you. All I'm
No,
gonna do is
we
be like, this
have
is, I thought it was
the-
great. I want to see you do more weird things and talk to people. I want to talk to everyone, and and then you can go talk to some people, and then we can talk to each other about the people we talked to. And soon, if everyone talks to each other, maybe we can stop like shitting down each other's throats all the time. What do you think? You and me.
So there's a wonderful gentleman and his dad that basically record, like, I'll just say, like, the fandom's history. So
Okay.
for the past 5-6 years now, they've been recording as much as they can at basically all the panels, not just mine, but pretty much anything that they can that isn't just like a like they don't get to every single panel, but they get to as many of the bigger events as they can. So on Silver Gatomon's YouTube, and we can put it.
I will
can
get
type it out
links if you like. Yeah,
Just
I
you
will have
can-
links later for sure.
Okay, I think I can.
If you
just
can type
in
it
the
out, that would
chat.
be super awesome of you.
Yeah. But yeah, so up there, hope I have that correct. That is that's completely wrong. They premiered stuff there before, but let's see. But so basically the archive is there of just all kinds of old performances of not just my stuff, but a lot of my friends, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff. This is it. I think this is it.
Let me take a look at something real quick.
Yep, that's second link. Sorry, the first one. I think they have a Twitch because they premiered stuff before. But we've done roasts, we've done game shows, we've done improv stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much the archive. I'm sure because we do have people that come and record stuff, and I'm sure there's some other stuff there. There's people that actually do professional archiving of, like, here's an hour of the convention where they try to get as many people as they can just walking the grounds and just trying to capture the moment. Big Blue Fox, that's the guy. He, I want to say he still does it. I'm assuming he does. It's a very large download, so I don't always check it out.
We're gonna check it out.
Does.
We're gonna find some Iggy content. Did you ever dress up as a dinosaur?
In the past, yes.
Do you have any? Are there any
It's
photographs?
very
of that?
difficult. I'm sure somewhere. That's might even be recording stuff.
Someday,
that was
if you
like-
find a photograph of you dressed as a dinosaur, I would love to see it.
Oh my god.
With the most sincere, like,
It's hard. I don't
benign
know.
affection. It will warm my
There-
heart to see you in a dinosaur
There
outfit.
are people who, in full garb, it doesn't even even anime cons. It's really hard to perform in a really hot costume.
Oh, I bet it. Oh, I can.
really
Oh my god! As a matter of fact, later on this evening, we'll see why I know that for a fact. Yeah.
And I have friends that
Like,
go in the
probably way
woods
later on.
and wear costumes and do that and go get beat up with sticks because they LARP. And I'm like, that sounds like a hell of a lot of fun.
They
but that
LARP.
also sounds like how you
LARP
die.
They LARP with sticks and shields and furry costumes and fur.
Well,
all
it could
over
just
their
be
bodies?
any. Nero. I mean, yes, there are furs at Nero, but I don't know. I haven't been able to go because we keep trying to find a way to do it. But the Michigan chapter, I believe, is in West Michigan, and the chapter I'd most likely go NPC at is in Illinois. So
Sure.
it's a long trip, and every time it's just a lot of people's schedules and what weekends we can go do it all and have a thing set up to do it. But no, LARPing is cool as long as you can standing in the woods, and I'm sure I'd die of allergies, but I think it'd be a lot of fun.
I LARPed a lot.
Have you?
Yeah, I LARPed like crazy, but not with sticks. Trench coats.
So, trench coat. It's not Dagger Hero. Dagger Hero is the one where they do sticks. I practiced sticks once.
Oh, I've definitely fought with sticks.
Dagger here is combat based. So like Nero is more like role playing based.
Okay,
But there's still like it's basically if you just pretend it's D&D but you act it out and you're acting that role for the weekend.
Yeah.
And there are spells and things and whatever. Dagger here is here's a PVC pipe that's wrapped over a bunch and a shield, and if you like touch a part, like that's a hit points, and it's a lot of jousting and dueling, like one-on-ones. And then there's the other one where they just dress up in like full. This one I found amazing. It's like gladiatorial combat, not the ones that reenact that, but like back in ancient days, you basically line up your army, and they would line up their army, and then you'd be in like heavy metal armor, and you'd have a mace or something, and then someone would yell, "Go!"
for creative anachronism.
Yeah. Yes. They would go.
Yeah.
I think so. They run at each other.
Yeah.
And then
and they're
like
wearing
olden times they'd kill each other.
Fucking gear.
But like even today they still wear like super heavy gear, and so they beat the bejesus out of each other, and they all fall down. But because this isn't like a real war and it's like reenacting, they drop back a few beers. Everyone gets up, lines up again, and does another war.
Beat each other up
and this is the entire weekend. Yeah. And I'm like, so you're wearing like 50 pounds of gear. You can barely move. You're probably dying of heat exhaustion because it's probably sometime in the summer. Because that's when everyone has holiday.
Sure. Yeah.
So tell me more of your regaling of LARPing, or where are you going with it?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I should. I feel like that I haven't explored that portion of my memory in a while. That's like way back there, but I did LARP. We played Mind's Eye Theater, which was like White Wolf, like Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh, okay.
And it was one step away from improv. We would walk around and act moody to each other in our overcoats. And then if there was a conflict, it was all solved with paper, rock, scissors.
Oh, okay. It wasn't guns, because generally when trench coats are involved, it generally involves a Tommy gun. Oh,
like in the 20s?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like gangsters. It was the 90s. It was like, mall vampires.
Mall vampires.
Yeah, before Twilight.
You can't like pretend, like you're saying it's improv. You can't like pretend to walk to the camera and then like say something and then walk back and then deliver a little
no one was
soliloquy to the no, but
there wasn't a camera in the 90s.
You deliver a little soliloquy to the audience, like a little monologue, and then whatever you say is canon to the scene, and you walk back into the thing.
Did you watch?
What?
Did you watch the first movie, Rose? My favorite scene is the vampire baseball.
Not volleyball, baseball.
Vampire baseball, I think, would make a great little video game.
Yeah, you get me thinking of like a Langolier. That's a baseball. It's just flying around.
Oh, a vampire baseball. A baseball in
the
in this movie, the vampires go out and play baseball because it reminds them what being human was like, or something.
I could not read more than 5 pages of Twilight.
I have never read a book in my life. Thank you so much, Swerve. Langolier, you saw Langolier on I-84? Fuck.
I saw.
I have heard the Langoliers coming before, and I was thankfully
what
passed
kind of
on.
noise do they make? Do they sound like cicadas? Thank you so much, man.
It's like a dervish in the distance. It's like when you're on the freeway. Like I completely believe, like you're on I-84. Like I was biking once along the freeway, and I heard the Langoliers chasing me, and I pedaled faster.
It sounded like buttholes, like farting rapidly, like plurp, 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 plurp.
I would be less frightened if I just heard like a swarm of bees chasing me.
Not like cicadas.
No, not like cicadas.
The cicadas are very noisy around here these days.
Oh,
but like butt cheeks clapping and farting. You saw a deer?
Yeah, I was walking in the neighborhood and I saw literally a deer on someone's lawn. And there's there's a tiny wooded area, I'll grant it, like a couple blocks away from where this deer was. But like, this deer had to have crossed like 1.5 main roads to actually, like, there's a park that's a little bit further away. That's where, it's much more wooded there. So I'm assuming that's where the deer had to have come from. but I'm like, was this like northern exposure and like the animals are just walking in the streets at like 4 o'clock in the morning?
There's deer
Broad
fucking
daylight?
all over the goddamn place where I live. You know, in Portal 2, she tries to lure you to your death with a deer. Do you even get to see the deer? I think you see like this. I
Yes,
really
it's in
hope
the
I'm not like.
outline.
Yeah, can you? Is there a deer? I feel like you get
I
to see
forget.
it like momentarily. It might be made out of like cardboard. Although that feels like something I invented, like the deer being just like a, you know, like a stand-up that like falls
Cardboard
over.
cutout makes me think of more Stanley Parable.
Oh, because
the
of that
whole
fucking
baby
baby.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Do you know the number of people I've watched to try to get the achievement?
How
that
many
have
people have you seen
blown it.
succeed?
Well, one.
Was it me?
Did you do it? Maybe it was
Oh.
you.
I did do it.
Then maybe it was you. Because I've watched at least 3 people get past the 4-hour mark and blow it.
It's the 2-hour mark.
2-hour marks.
Yeah, 8 hours of that would kill a man.
Would it?
Maybe not. I don't know.
You can't pause the game, right?
No way. Well, actually, I think you can, but not if you have honor, which I had.
Well, I'm not a Klingon. I'm more like a wing commander.
I think that you can hit escape, so it's probably a lot easier. But yeah,
It's hard to get in and out of that mode. Though.
But yeah, it is. But you can easily get messed up. And if you want to go get that achievement, anyone listening to me, go get it however the fuck you want to get it.
Just unlock the achievement with a cheater.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Use a trainer.
You can
I never
honestly
understood that.
program very easily the movements that you have to make. And
It's an interesting, like a parable to life. I mean, what's the point? What's the point of doing the achievement? What have you gained by doing it? Is it a matter of proving to yourself that you can do it?
for me, yes. I don't know why. It's not like I have every achievement. One of the achievements, you have to let the program run for 100 years. So
Wow, really?
I don't have every achievement or anything. It wasn't like my thoughts on Archons. Is that a game?
Archon.
Or are those dudes from like Vampire the Masquerade or something?
I'm thinking of StarCraft. The blue guys.
Oh, or is it like 5 years? So that's achievable. I feel like there's one in Stanley Parable that's like not achievable. Archons. They're definitely in, yeah, StarCraft. Oh, those are the, yeah, who lives on the craft world?
What Archons are we talking about, Swerve?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is like the 3rd time this week I've been like, man, I want to play some StarCraft. And then I'm like,
yeah, is that something
setting
that,
up.
Is that like a thought that comes to you from time to time?
Like,
Oh, they're the Protoss Elite.
yeah, you combine 2 High Templars to make an Archon.
Oh, this has to do with Gnosticism. What do you know about Gnosticism?
I know it's the tagline of, there's a metal opera by Avantasia, and one of the songs is Avantasia, which was like a collaboration of a few different
entities subordinate to the embodiment of evil of the corresponding belief system. Gnosticism is all about knowing. I wonder if
Yep.
I don't think Oannes and the other guy, who's the other guy, Abzu, I don't think they were embodiments of evil. I think they might have been a group of monks doing something.
Yeah, I think that's only select like Greek gods that were embodiments of that. I'm looking at the article, so it looks like Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, the Sun.
I'm into a lot of those guys. Maybe that's not. Wait, are you talking about celestial bodies or dudes?
Well,
I noticed that you said like Jupiter and Mars and shit, and then you were like the sun.
well,
Was the sun a dude?
defining.
In Egypt, he was a dude. Ra. And Apollo
Yeah.
led his horses across the sky. Yeah, the sun was a dude.
Yep.
Sometimes a woman. By dude, I mean a human type god person. Something other than a round ball of rock in space. Apollo pulls the sun on his horses, with his horses. So I had a couple ideas of what these Friday night things were going to be like. And one of them was my dinner with whoever. Because I do want to start a rotation. Because I asked you if you would be willing to do this on future Fridays as well.
You did?
I did. I thought I did. I might not
Okay.
have. But I might add, I would like to have you again.
Do I get dinner again?
Well, I mean, if we're ever in a situation where I could conceivably be responsible for your dinner, I will make sure that
Oh wow, you're gonna do that?
That you
I
are
was just
fed.
like, do I get to eat again?
you absolutely get to eat. I'm
Good.
not going to sit here and shotgun pizzas if you're not eating.
Okay.
But the other things I was thinking of, because I do want, so one of the things I want to do is I want it to be more of, well, I mean, this right now is talk. But if we are playing games or something, I want to somehow set what I'm doing here on Friday nights apart from just something that would be a multiplayer gaming stream. So one of the things I thought about is World of Warcraft, which you have heard me say 1,000 times, never play World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I never played World of Warcraft. It's a bad idea.
But I do feel like for people that know how to play it and enjoy it, if I was just going to talk to someone and we wanted to have just something in the background while we jabbered at each other and we were just running around doing Tauren things, do you think I should just not be allowed near World of Warcraft? That's kind of how I feel. But that is a possibility. The other thing I was thinking of was just having the tabletop simulator open and just have if we ever had like a table discussion, whether we did or not, we could have, cards out on the table.
Is that our table?
Things for people to dick around with. You can draw on the fucking table in Tabletop Simulator, Yeah, I was thinking about we could have coloring night and have everyone come around and like do Adderall and color on the simulated tabletop.
Coloring is a good. People should color more.
Yeah, I think definitely every night. So like some of these will be like maybe next week it'll be my dinner with Atheist Man if that's okay with him, or my dinner with whoever, and maybe sometimes it will be like I teach my mom to play WoW.
How far did she get in Link to the Past?
She defeated the Helmasaur King.
Yep. Okay. I needed a reminder where she's at. I remember seeing Dark Palace.
But I think how I want the format to be is I talk to or color with or whatever, whoever my guests are. And I don't know, like, and again, well, first of all, the whole thing is plans are going out the window. But I want to talk to the guest or whoever, or however many guests for like an hour. And then ideally, I feel like I will either be, sometimes I'll be presenting a video that is like, maybe sometimes there won't be a video for me to present. I mean, part of this is for a reason to force myself to edit during the week. Tonight there's a video. And then I want to ask you about Bokozuka Wars. Are you getting tired or anything?
No, I am good. I'm good.
All right, so after this, anyone that sticks around, first of all, of course, everyone, thank you so much for being here. But if you stick around after me and Iggy, I am going to present the edited version of episode 6, the lost episode of I Can't Believe People Still Talk to Each Other from last August.
What?
This is the very last one that I never finished. And that is going to be on koyadk.tv, which is also on YouTube. But I mentioned them in that order because I'm never going to be like chatting on YouTube or anything. I'm just using, this is the other thing that I sort of was talking to you about. When I've not been on Twitch, I've been streaming to YouTube, but not like actively. So like I want it to be obvious, like either tonight or anytime I'm on Twitch, I want people to know like I'm here and I'm talking to you, we're interacting, this is live. But I've been streaming just whatever, either live or background stuff while I'm editing, and you can hear me edit, and and sometimes it's just feed of my cats while I'm working on whatever crap I'm working on. But I've been keeping that. So if you go to koya.dk.tv and it's not Saturday and it doesn't say like I'm hanging out in Discord or I'm playing D&D right now, there will be something live on the website. And I was sort of, so that's what I was sort of talking to you about Bokozuka Wars and stuff. But anyway, the point of all that I just explained is that after you and I finish up, I'm going to play that episode, and then I'm going to play all of the episodes in order. So if you are hanging out tonight, anyone, and you need something to watch, go to koyadk.tv and you'll see the whole show that we made last year. Iggy's in like half the episodes. And what I'm about to show is a preview. It's not a preview, it's a segment from the episode. And I want your opinion. I want you to tell me how educated you are by this video after it's over.
Oh God.
So turn the volume up on your stream, and once you see the Toxic Crusader, you can come back.
Once I see the Toxic Crusader.
Basically, there will be a video, and then we'll start looking at the Toxic Crusader, and then maybe we'll talk about that for a second. But let me get this. Like I said, no plans. I'm not going to be prepared for anything. But let me find the video.
Part of my job is not being prepared for.
I'm embracing. Like, I mean, part of my whole problem was trying to fucking make plans all the time, and it's really hard to do. So it's gonna be like whoever's around. Oh, and by the way, I'll tell you what. Let me say this right now while I'm finding this. Get on my Discord, get on that channel called Talk Stuff if you want to talk to me to be recorded, if you want to talk to me as something that might become one of these little shorts, if you want to talk to me live, if you ever want to talk to me and have it be part of a lot of content is going to start. I think a lot of the stuff I've recorded over the past several months is going to kind of start pouring out of me. So not a lot, I've been talking to people mostly Tuesdays and Thursdays, and some is recorded, some will be on YouTube, some is here, blah, blah, blah. But go to that channel. And also I do want to do a news segment. Maybe I'll abandon that idea, and maybe I won't. But the video I'm looking for is called Plutonium. So, all right. So how many types of uranium are we working? So, all right. So how many types of uranium are we working with, and are there lots of types, or are there mainly two types?
There are three.
There are three. Okay.
The main one is which naturally found is 238. Which
what's the atomic number?
92.
Oh, okay. Okay. So 238, is that the number of electrons?
No, 92 is also the number of electrons, but 238 is the number of protons plus neutrons. So there's a hell of a lot of neutrons in uranium.
Oh, so the isotope number is the total number of particles inside the nucleus?
Correct.
All right.
The other one that we use is 235, which is for bombs.
What's
for
off
nuclear
balance?
reactors.
The amount of protons or the amount of neutrons don't matter, or?
Protons never change.
Okay, so there's extra neutrons if the isotope is different?
Or a deficiency of neutrons.
Right, okay, yeah.
For stability's purposes. None of them are
which outbalances the electrons in the cloud.
The protons do. The neutrons don't have any effect.
Oh, but that's what changes, that's what
changes the isotope number. We call it the atomic weight.
Yes.
There's the atomic number, which is the number of protons. Atomic weight is the number of protons and neutrons. Uranium-238 is 92 protons plus whatever the difference is in neutrons. 238 is pretty stable, but it's still radioactive.
So we're starting with 238.
Okay, that's the first
we get it
most
out of the
common isotope. But in there, less than 1%, about 0.7% is uranium-235, which is missing 3 neutrons. And then even less
238 will eventually become 235?
No, that can't happen.
Oh, the other way around, or?
No.
Neither of them become the other?
Yeah, here's the fun part.
Okay.
So 235 is missing 3 neutrons, therefore making it less stable and prone to breaking apart into smaller atoms, smaller atomic number atoms like strontium and cesium and iodine. So you got uranium-238, most of it, uranium-235, which is the stuff we want because it makes energy, and then uranium-233, which we make by accident in nuclear reactors, which also you can break apart and make lots of energy with. I'm pretty sure we're all clear on what fission is. Fission is just breaking apart the atoms into smaller ones. The fun part about nuclear reactors doesn't happen in bombs so much. I mean, it does, but it doesn't really matter. Bombs just go away because they explode.
Yeah.
But in nuclear reactors, when you break apart uranium-235, it creates 3 extra neutrons that are free to go.
Yeah.
And not much stuff does that, but uranium does, and so does plutonium. But when one of those neutrons hits a non-fissionable uranium-238, the stuff we can't break apart easily, that captures the neutron, and then it shoots off an electron. So I don't think anybody really believed this when they first started figuring this out, but neutrons can become protons and an electron. And electrons and protons, if you squish them hard enough, they can become neutrons. Wrap that around your head and smoke it.
Neutrons and electrons and protons squished together will become a neutron?
Yes. If squished together in the right way hard enough.
Into one neutron?
Into a neutron, yes. So
that makes sense. We got a negative and a positive and a whole.
Correct.
It's almost like a love story. There's almost like Evangelion in the basic components of all matter. All right, so we got 3 neutrons leaving
the uranium.
Yes.
And 1 or 2 get captured by the plutonium, and then it turns into uranium-239. Oh, now that's really unstable.
It gets captured by plutonium to turn into uranium?
Sorry, it gets captured by uranium-238.
Yeah. That was the stable one.
Right.
Okay.
Or the more stable one.
Yes.
But then it becomes uranium-239, which is really unstable. And that immediately fires 2 of the neutrons in that atom, fire off electrons and called beta decay. And the electrons zoom out at like ridiculous energies and just fly away and make light and just smash stuff. And what you're left with is plutonium-94.
The atomic number is 94.
Right. The 2 neutrons that it had that were extra, the uranium, converted into protons. The electrons went away. And now you have a larger atom based on the protons.
Right.
So now you have plutonium-238, which is the same number of neutrons and protons. I'm sorry, the total neutrons and protons, but it's actually got more protons, so it's actually a different element.
All right. Did you learn anything?
I'm catching the end of it.
Oh, sorry.
I've learned a lot about plutonium. I remember studying all this. This was really fun stuff.
Do you think I did did it seem clear to you? Do you now, if I gave you some uranium, would you be able to make some plutonium for me?
I don't know if I want to get near it. It's radioactive.
But you shouldn't go anywhere near it.
That's like Spider-Man territory. You don't want to get near that stuff.
So have you ever seen this game? And this is the Toxic Crusaders.
It's been a long time. Wow. His mom's really upset.
Oh, his mom really, is not. I don't think she's down with the whole toxically crusading thing.
Was the name Traumaville? That's the name of what we're doing?
Traumaville.
I saw Traumaville.
It's are you familiar with Trauma? They're a film studio, I guess.
Oh.
They made some of the worst stuff. The Toxic Avenger, Class of Nukem High, Sergeant Kabuki Man.
It looks better than Jaws for the NES.
You're really down on Jaws, huh? I'm gonna play it. I want to do some of those bad movie games.
You can practice it like a bazillion times and do the tasks and beat it in 3 minutes and never have to play it again in your life.
That sounds delightful.
Like,
I
what
mean,
a jellyfish.
if I beat it without doing it in 3 minutes, I'll still. I kind of all right. This is the question about this game. I feel like I cheated. This game, you know what an NES controller looks like, obviously.
Yes, it's a.
So like A is jump, and B is punch, right? But select is like super hard punch, like so hard it's overpowered. Like these guys take like 5 normal punches, but you can see me knocking them out in one punch. So
Wait, select is like
select,
it like a special move, or does it?
No, select is one hard punch.
Oh, it's just a okay.
So I remapped select on my Xbox controller to like X and Y. So I didn't have to be selecting. I feel almost like the game was designed so you have to use the wrong thumb to like. I feel like I was playing it and I felt like I was supposed to be like stretching or something. Like it was supposed to be hard for me physically to do the strong punch. Yeah.
So you need
it's metagaming.
You know what the NES advantage?
The NES advantage. It was a joystick. I've played with one.
Like. All these peripherals to me are like I mean map
they
the
were
thing
cheating.
however you want.
Yeah.
Map it however you want, who cares? Like this game is silly. Like they could have just put the super punch on A or B or like allowed you to change the settings. What is going on in this game? This is like Jekyll and Hyde, except you're always the bad one.
It's terrible. It's not a good game. Look at this boss, it's gonna kill me.
At least Jekyll and Hyde you can like clip through half the game and it's crazy.
I don't even know if I'm going to damage it. Yeah.
Are you supposed to, is the boss the truck? Oh, hi, here's the boss. It looks like you're fighting the wolf from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That cat calls in the strip in the burlesque place.
Yeah, that howls.
The Ink and Paint Club.
Yeah. The Ink and Paint Club, yeah.
It's actually a real thing in animation, and I thought it was very cute. They named it that. It's a very, very smart movie. What is going on with this boss? Like, how do you even avoid?
Did it look like I damaged it at all?
Well, like
at a certain point, I like got it to look like its face was making a face it didn't like.
What is this game? It's like Double Dragon, but seemingly far less fun. Like
it's way far less fun.
When your guy dies, he does like the sit down of shame.
Wow, I should have bookmarked. Yeah, he does. He just sits there like, oh, I'm so sad. The videos that I wanted to find, I'll find them.
Because sits there. Traumaville again. See, I was right.
It doesn't say trauma. Not TRO.
It's Traumaville. Are you seriously hitting them with a mop? Is that really what's happening?
So first of all, you have the mop until you get hit one time.
Well, I got a solution for you. Don't get hit.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you got hit. And like all the lights, like clearly, like there's power outages and things happening because.
I want to tell. I want you to tell me what is going on. Oh, weird. I want you to tell me what the hell is going on in this game.
Oh no! You found video of Bokozuka Wars.
What could possibly is your character on the screen? Here, let me try to resize this so it is nice.
No one knows what happens in Bokozuka Wars. Well, you're zoomed in a lot. Like, where's my character?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm gonna fix it right now.
Wow, you lose. That's the best part of the game. Is that it makes hard.
You lose.
Like, first of all, any platformer and like any game you've ever played makes you go right. Like Mario is go right.
All right, yeah. So that's the first thing that's weird.
This game, you start 600 meters to the right, which means you need to go to the left. And all of these, I mean, do you want me to actually?
Nobody knows what's going on.
Like, I know way too much about this game now. Like, I actually took this and like.
So you're the guy.
Yeah, you're the king.
You're
like
the guy with the
that's
sword. You
white
have a
with
sword,
the
and
sword.
yeah.
The
Okay.
samurai
Did you do you
guy.
chop down bamboo walls? There's a little blue like homunculus chasing you.
That guy. So those are like I call them ninjas. They're little swordsmen, and they do a couple really important things. But basically, they're super weak. And the way this game works is in the bottom right hand corner, it shows you how much, like the odds of winning. So like the circle is how much your odds were, or the white one. The white one is your odds, and the blue one is their odds.
Okay.
So like,
are some of these characters friendly?
yes, all the blue the knights and the little skeleton dudes, the little soldiers that I said, those are on your side. Everything else is your enemy. And anytime you enter the same square, anything enters the same square as one of your, a friendly and an enemy go in the same square, they fight. And by the odds, someone wins. Your king has, every time he wins, the king gets stronger. In fact, all of your guys generally get stronger every time they win. And every 100 meters, the knights, which I think you'll see one here soon enough. Yep, there's one. I'm a few seconds behind, so I already have them. Those knights can push down doors.
Okay.
So like the cell doors at the end where there's like 6 dudes in there, you can rescue them by having a knight push down the door.
Okay, I see.
I
see a dude in a cell.
A knight or a skeleton winning 3 combats, they turn gold, and that basically means they, instead of gaining 10 odds or hits or whatever you want to call it.
So you have a bunch of blue ninjas with you now.
Yeah,
they're your boys.
I don't know which run this is, but yeah, in a few of the world record runs, it's basically build as big of a team as you can, and the funny thing about this game is like you can move a set of things independently, or you can move your entire team together. But the game lags a ton, and the game actually doesn't do too bad when there's stuff on the screen, but it does lag more. And basically, the more stuff you have, the harder it gets to control. So, like, if you have a huge army, it's very hard to like keep them from running into other guys. So you basically, like, if you get a bunch of skeleton, the small swordsmen, they tend to just, if you have like 5 of them, they're going to start running into stuff, and they're going to start dying, and maybe one lives.
Is the combat like Hydlide?
Hydlide, you actually have the option to defend. And in Hydlide, stuff can walk into you. In this game, it's actually quite unique. The only combats
Your odds
that are
have dropped significantly, by the way. Please continue. Sorry.
Oh, this is one of the hardest parts of the game at 300 meters. Basically, I'm trying to set up a wall to mess with the AI and have the fewest number of combat. So that you lose this game immediately if your king loses a combat. And the odds in this game, despite what they say,
the king?
You're the king. Yes, if the king loses a combat, you lose the game. And these dudes at 300 meters and to the 200 meter mark, the gold knight looking dudes, they hurt. I think they have 100 as their base. So you basically, if the odds were fair in the game, you have about a 75% chance of winning, which means if you fight 4 of them, chances are you're losing the game.
All right.
So the goal here is to basically throw them in there and build a wall in the distance that you can't see.
Oh, there are a lot of enemies. Oh, I see. But you got them trapped. Okay.
And then you run like hell. Yeah. I'm telling you the secret strats, but the person who has the world record...
The person who used to have the world record was on this show a lot last season.
Was he? Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's you.
We started trading the world record, and then when things happen in life, essentially the way this game works, like if the best run of this game is king only, walk left, and hope you get through every combat you need to win. And that's just it. Oh man, this was a hot one. This was a hot run. Like, look at them all get stuck on the walls.
Yeah.
And I only had to fight like 2 gold knights to get through. Oh man,
very
this was
nice.
So hot. So, are we going to watch the rest of this run? Gets crazy. Are we watching the whole run?
Sure. How much longer do you think it will be?
It's like I mean, we're already like at like 7 minutes, right? It's like a 15-minute game.
Awesome. Yeah, let's see what happens. And yeah,
We get to, because you get to 200 meters and then it becomes Arizona. And then nothing happens till 100 meters. And then actually nothing really happens till 52 meters. And really what you're going to see.
it becomes the desert or it becomes mist.
No, it becomes the castle. There's a jerk who's like.
There's
the
a
dude
castle in Arizona? Wait, does this take place in Arizona?
No, you pass. I'm assuming it's in California and you start in New York. It's exactly 600 meters from those two distances.
In real
this
life?
one Golden Knight, I want to fight. Yes,
that
in real life.
Sounds like an underestimate of the amount of meters from New York to San Francisco.
Look at a map. Look at a map.
There's
600
far be it from me to,
give or take a zero. It's about 600 M's.
It's about, yeah. I mean, on a cosmic sense, we're in California already. So yeah, and kind of that'll be what I'm going to be doing on Friday night. I want to talk to a lot of you people. We'll do either Warcraft or tabletop hanging out or just dinner and talking. And generally, I think I will have a video, and sometimes it'll be a preview of something I'll be running after the show. Today it is the Lost episode, and that stuff will be on YouTube. And I hope to talk to a lot of people. So you are. Now I see that you are amongst the cactuses in the Arizona desert.
In Arizona.
Okay, and there are some strawberry nights now.
Yeah, those ones run at you, and they're kind of annoying in the speedrunning sense because you.
How do you ever survive a situation like this right here?
These guys only have 10 odds, and you have like 320. So.
Oh, okay.
What's funny is that
your odds have gone up quite a bit now.
The funny thing is in this game is that you fight stuff like this like 3 times, and then you end up losing one of them, even though the odds are supposed to be like 1 out of 32 times you lose. It just doesn't seem that the odds in this game, like it's NES RNG. So
sure.
I tried. All I found out is the RNG generator in this game is frame based. And
are you doing any sneaky things with the frames to manipulate that RNG?
I believe the odds of you losing are particularly bunched in this game. So if you have a bunch of chaff dudes you can throw away, basically once you lose a combat, it tends to be that there aren't multiple bad rolls next to each other. So if you go to a couple combats quick and just like burn off skeletons, if you kind of race into another combat or two, you're probably okay. And that tends, for whatever reason, to have held pretty solidly. But you're still at the whim of the RNG, and basically, like, this game actually, like, this is only just one loop of the game because you technically get credits of you win it once you beat it.
Sure. Are you gonna beat it?
Well, I don't know what video this is, so I'm gonna go with yes.
I'm at the edge of my seat.
I want to hope I only save videos where I won, but I might have lost too. Because the end of this game is scary. Like the final fight is against their king, who has I've actually lost a world record run on the last guy. Does the enemy king do
necromancy?
Well, that's what he's doing. You're going to see these green dudes show up, and these green dudes have 250 as their odds of winning a combat. So you're 320. So you're basically flipping a coin every time you fight them. However, these little stupid swordsmen actually have the edge against the green dudes. The green dudes only get 30 odds when they fight the swordsmen, or even 10 actually. They destroy them. But the problem is these swordsmen are so weak to everything else in the game, getting them to the end is very difficult. The swordsmen are actually important on multiple loops of the game because they actually put mines and things down. So, like, if you walk on a mine, it's not even like you have hope. Like, you just lose the game if you walk on a mine, and anything that walks on a mine dies. But except swordsmen. Swordsmen are like the minesweeper in Stratego, or they're the miners.
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah. Fucking Stratego.
You actually need the swordsman on the higher difficulty levels. There's actually 6 loops to this game, and they get increasingly harder each time. The enemies get more health, or more odds to win a combat, and I believe your maximum doesn't grow as high as 320. I think it's 10 less each time. So basically, what's really interesting about this game is a tactical war game, right? But the funny thing about the game is basically the strategy that I almost want to say that the devs thought of this, and this is the clever aspect of it. That's why part of why I think this game's pretty cool. The object is to try to take as few combats as you possibly can, because on the higher difficulty levels, there's no way you're ever beating it if you take so many combats.
The strategy is send your dudes in before you go in.
Yep. And try to abuse the AI pathing in a way that lets you get around stuff without having to fight them. Like the Yellow Knights, you see me do all kinds of little tricks here to try to get them to stay out of the way and get caught on various doors. Wow, did I really fight a green guy in this? I'm a few seconds behind. I'm going to be amazed if I fought a green dude. My guess is I get him to go up and run like hell.
I clicked on the wrong thing.
Oh no, it's gone.
It's coming back. I clicked on the wrong thing. The screen you're on now looks like Bomberman.
Yes, it does look Bomberman. Yeah. This is a nice screen though, because if you get a nice setup, you can get a lot of them stuck.
Yeah.
Because remember, the key thing to understand with this movement in this game is if you have any of your support characters with you, as well as yourself, but it's not useful. But you can basically, the AI in this game will never initiate combat in you. You always are the one that walks into the square to initiate combat for you or your support units. So you can use units to basically add additional walls here and kind of block stuff up. So because I don't have any, we're just moving around with the king as carefully as we can.
Just waiting until they get stuck.
Yeah, I was hoping to have a swordsman here because I could just blast through the green guys.
Yo, the green guys are trying to get you.
The green guys are the worst because there's a lot of them at the end in these areas. Oh man, what a dance! And then sometimes because the green ones move more erratically, they move more erratically than the yellow ones do, as you can plainly see.
This looks.
They're not going to fight me until I walk into their square. So I'm really patient. And the person who has the world record now basically was willing to just throw away as many runs as they could. Like my completion rate is way higher than theirs for winning runs. So like if there was a race to beat 6 loops, like basically like it's sort of like you can only draw an ace so many times off the deck to win, right?
Sure.
So my strategy is complete more games, but at a little bit slower time. And they just blast through it.
You're really doing a dance with this guy right here.
We're at 14 meters.
Oh man.
So. Come on, dude, get out of the way.
Dude, this guy is dancing.
He takes a step down, I just gonna dash right on through. Because I'm like, man, I'm so close to winning. You don't want to throw it away fighting a green guy. Oh no, he walked up. So they really screw you at the end of the game here. Is there's an entire room of these green guys. Wow, I'm really blocked in. And then there's also these like the ESP, like the psionic guys that summon a bunch of dudes. And the only way to make the psionic guys remove the walls, which are next to the king there, is you have to walk on the vertical axis that they're on in order to make them activate the summons, which removes the walls.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it looks like the guy's track. Well, I fought 2 green guys. Oh my goodness! I must have been dumbfounded.
Here come all the guys.
And there's that little annoying the king that you're trying to kill.
That's the enemy king?
Yep. Bravo! And I was really worried that
you win.
You win. The best win screen ever.
Awesome.
I've lost
Congratulations.
Bravo, you win. And you'll actually see the Bravo you win is literally.
Yeah.
What's funny is how we know to validate that someone actually beat the game.
It has to say bravo.
They have to know that it said bravo you win, because there's no video of beating this game except me and the other guy. And none of those videos existed until we made this silly thing between us.
Boko Zuko Wars, ladies and gentlemen.
ladies and gentlemen, focus your voice.
Yo, thank you for having dinner with me and talking to me about all that stuff. That's what I think I'm going to be trying to do. So hopefully I will continue to talk to you, and we'll talk on other Friday nights and talk and record other things to make little videos about. That's what, yeah. That's why I feel like when I was talking to you, I didn't feel like I had much of a plan, and I still don't. And I think that's the point. I'm just going to be doing stuff. Let's do stuff. That's really, to anyone listening.
Do you plan things anymore? Does
Dude,
anyone plan?
Is that what the show's called? I can't believe people still make plans.
You got to remember, I'm professional at not planning things.
You're a professional at not making plans. That's just right. Do stuff. So, yeah, so in a moment, koyadk.tv will be live. I'm going to have to say, I've had a few, I think I found out one of the problems I'm having with YouTube, but sometimes it takes me a few tries to get it to, try to get it to occur. But I'll run like a cat video or something for like a little while first. So anyone that wants to see the lost episode, it will be playing shortly after whatever cat thing I end up playing in about 5 minutes or so when I get it up. So, oh yeah, it was one of the best trips on the fly. Wait, you waited forever to plan a trip down to see you, and it happened by my just going. Oh, the first time you came down here? Yeah, that was a terrific.
He really doesn't plan things either.
But you're right. But that's awesome. But yeah, Ridley, I will. Everyone that I said I'm going to DM and people that I've been talking to, we'll keep talking. And man, Iggy, thank you so much for having dinner with me.
Good stuff.
I'm gonna try to keep doing stuff like this. So I'll talk to everyone real soon. I'm on Discord, obviously. Iggy, I hope you have such an awesome evening. Good night, everyone.